Everyone. It's a day with your fertility specialist. Yeah, it's Friday. Everybody loves weekend. It's good to have you, our dear viewers, join us once again in our live session today. Today we'll be talking about a life experience of someone that has shared, and we'll be drawing some facts from it. We'll be talking about some things that are worth learning so people are able to get as much knowledge they need to have, and people are well informed and take the right decisions early. So, we have Dr. Deborah with us to do a lot of discussion on this testimonial today. Dr. Deborah Olubi, it's good to have you, Dr. Deborah. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Ruth. Good
Yeah.
afternoon, viewers.
Okay. So on behalf of Alps Hospitals, we love to say a very big thank you to our dear viewers. You guys are doing so well. Thank you for liking our post. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for always staying glued to your screen. As we get started right now, please feel free to share this link with as many people as you can. If you need to call up someone just to remind them about joining this right now, please do that. Feel free to drop your thoughts, your comments, your opinion in the comment section. We'll definitely attend to them. And yes, your host Ruth Ogogo, and I know you have a very interesting time with us today. So we're talking about the testimonial of this young lady, the couple's name. Yes, they don't mind sharing, even though we'll not be mentioning their son name, but their first name, Joseph and Rosemary. That's their name. So they are telling us about their life experience, and really do hope that you viewers are set to draw. They say draw from the streams of living water. Oh yeah. So okay, so it reads thus. In November 2015, her supposed husband now, like back then they were not married. So she
Okay.
said her husband back then, before they got married, was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a kind of cancer that begins in the lymphatic system and impacts the body's immune system. So I think she's just making us understand what the
Medical
cancer
condition he
medical
had.
condition
Yeah.
is. And he said before he was referred to Alps hospitals prior to undergoing chemotherapy. That was somewhere around probably before they got, I think before they got married too.
Okay.
So he said now eventually they're married, so exploring fertility preservation.
Okay.
So she said, well, my husband, that's, it's the wife now that is telling us
The
the
story.
story, yes, of her husband's experience before they eventually got married. She said her husband was educated on the likelihood of cancer treatment impacting his ability to conceive, or that's more like get a woman pregnant in the
Yes.
future.
Yes.
And the doctor made it clear that chemotherapy could damage his fertility, saying it could be around a 50-50 chance that Joseph, that's her husband now, could lose his ability to make a woman pregnant.
Pregnant. Yeah.
So she said after her husband heard this, he made the decision to heed the doctor's advice and proceed with fertility preservation. Okay, well, so that's sperm freezing. So maybe now this is, I think this client, she actually met with a good doctor for the doctor to
Yeah.
be very well
And
informed.
to think ahead.
Yes, to
Mm,
think ahead and
yeah.
make them think about freezing,
And
and even recommend Alps hospitals
yeah.
back as like, because I believe it should be somewhere around 2017 or 2018 that
Okay.
they thought about freezing. So for them to have gotten to that point, it means that the health practitioner
Personnel.
that they were seeing actually was very informed.
Yes, it
So
was.
let's I there are some people that might even have had cancer in the past and they are probably watching this now. What's your counsel to people that are probably newly diagnosed with cancer And with regards to them and their fertility, and how, yes, how they can consider preserving their fertility that could
Okay.
possibly improve their chance of having children that are biologically related
Related
to
to
them
them.
later.
Yeah. So especially for young people that are
Yeah.
diagnosed with cancer, or people that have not completed their family size, if it's an elderly person, a middle-aged person that's had all the children they want, they
Yeah.
might not necessarily need to preserve their fertility. But for young
Okay.
people diagnosed with cancer diagnosis for any age group is not a happy
Hmm.
one.
Yeah.
And then looking at the prospects of not being able to have children related to you biologically, that could add
Yes.
to the trauma and impact of it. Yes, so thank God for this healthcare practitioner that could
Hmm.
suggest fertility preservation to this young couple. So fertility preservation is just, they're just methods, to seek to save or preserve a person's potential to have
Hmm.
children related to them biologically in the
Yeah.
future.
Okay.
Yes, to have your own biological children in the future.
Hmm.
Yes, cancer is one of the reasons why somebody might be counseled to have a fertility procedure.
Hmm.
But there are reasons, it could be for other personal reasons, reasons related to career, education, finances, even, or
Yeah.
other personal reasons why,
Hmm.
at that time might not be the right time, for you to have children.
Hmm.
And then looking at your age, that time is, somehow running out for you, and that by the
Hmm.
time you might be ready, your fertility potential might have reduced.
Hmm.
Yes, so it's not just for people with cancer, but in this testimonial, this couple, they were counseled to have this because of the cancer diagnosis,
Hmm.
Hodgkin's lymphoma in her fiance at that time. Yes,
Yes.
so we are aware,
Aware.
and this was even far back 2017. You said
Hmm.
that this was
Let me
suggested
even
to
look
them.
at it. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes.
That
Yes.
this was suggested to them. So,
Yes.
this doctor really did them a lot of good,
Good.
because
I can
cancer
imagine. Yes.
treatment, be it chemotherapy, radiotherapy, even
Yeah.
surgery
Hmm.
sometimes, if the cancer is in the reproductive tract, could, you know, adversely affect
Wow.
having children,
Hmm.
fertility potential in future. Yes. So it was
Yeah.
very good that this doctor,
Hmm.
brought out that option for them to do.
To
So
do.
young people diagnosed with cancer, they have not had children, or they've not
Yes.
completed their family size, it's something they should consider, and their healthcare practitioners should make them aware of this, that
Hmm.
this is something you could do. You can't really tell the effect the treatment will
Could
have on the
have.
client's fertility potential in
Hmm.
future. You might be thinking, oh, it might have little effect, and then it goes to totally, you know prevent this person from being able to have children in future. So it's
Future.
better you prevent against this by having them opt for a fertility preservation method or
Method.
procedure before. So they will have the fertility preservation before the cancer treatment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
So if a man were to actually think of going for sperm freezing, is
Yes.
there a procedure to it, or they just produce it and it's frozen? I know, because it seems females, their own doesn't seem straightforward.
Yeah,
So for the
this,
man,
yeah.
how does it work if he wants to freeze
Yeah,
his
so
sperm?
okay, so for the man, it's more straightforward, like you said, for the man.
Okay.
The man doesn't have to have medications, doesn't have to have
Hmm.
drugs. For a woman, it takes a few weeks for the process to be
Hmm.
completed. But for a man, what we just need to do is to analyze the sperm before
Okay.
freezing, to
Oh,
make sure
okay.
that the sperm is of a quality that can survive freezing.
Freezing.
Yes, and if that
Hmm.
is so, the man produces the sperm and it is frozen, and sperm can be
Yeah.
frozen for years.
Wow. Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So she said after hearing this, we made the decision to heed the doctor's advice. Okay, right. Without doing this, we would not be in the position where we are today, and likely wouldn't be able to bring a biological child into the
Mm,
world.
yeah.
So she said, as soon as he completed the fertility preservation process, her husband began his chemotherapy treatment, and thankfully, his cancer eventually went into remission. So somehow,
Okay.
yes. So that's a good one. Okay, so now she said the journey to parenthood after cancer. So
After.
there's life after cancer.
Yes,
There's
there
life
is.
after
There is.
cancer.
Especially if
Then,
it's detected early,
mm,
there's life after cancer.
so it means that people have, if they have the right knowledge, they could actually preserve their fertility
Yes.
in the course of cancer. So
Yeah.
cancer is not the end of the
It's not
world.
the end of the world.
Mm.
Yes.
So for someone that might have been diagnosed as a young person with cancer, We hope it's diagnosed early. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the end of life.
Mm.
Seek counsel with regards to how you could preserve your
The
fertility
fertility.
life. So you are able to preserve your
Yeah, even
fertility.
if you don't have a partner in view,
Mm,
yeah, you should still think about it because that's your
yeah.
dream. You aim, I mean, your dream will be to have a family in future. Even if there's no
Yes.
partner in view, you're like, marriage
Mm,
is not part of my options now. But
mm.
knowing this can impact on your fertility, it's good you consider, they consider fertility preservation
So now I'm even thinking, even
because they will still
parents.
get to that bus stop in future.
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
So that
yeah.
means even parents too should even think for their children
Yes,
just
that's
in
why I was so
case
happy this healthcare because a lot of doctors might not think
this
in that because
way.
they were not
Hmm.
actually married then. Yes,
Hmm.
so he wasn't married at that time. So a lot of doctors might not think in
Thinking
that
that
way.
light,
Yes,
yes.
so I'm really
Wow.
happy it's healthcare practitioner taught in that light.
So parents, you might even
Mm.
have a teenager that is already in their reproductive age
Yeah,
and they are diagnosed with cancer. You should also, I
yes.
know at that point, all they care
Okay,
is they
but
want
it's
to just save,
getting him cured.
yes, and all of that. But
Yes,
then there's,
they're not
you remember
thinking.
when this person is fine, the
Mm.
next battle you deal with now in the future is her
Yes,
trying to conceive and all of that. That's another thing. So while they are also trying to preserve their life, it's also good you look into their fertility and other ways
yes.
that you could also save. This is more like saying eat your cake and have it somehow, because at this point, yes, you are trying to treat cancer, but you're also saving for the future.
Future, saving
Yes,
for the rainy day in quotes,
yes,
yes. So
exactly.
it's to save, it's methods to save the fertility potential of a client. So you're saving for the rainy day. The person might not need it now, but the person is going to need it in future. So
Hmm.
you're saving for that day.
Okay. So he said, so she says, when we decided we were ready and we got married and to start, we started a family. What we didn't anticipate was a global pandemic because
Hmm.
that was 2020. So I think the
COVID.
COVID, oh no. She said
Yeah.
we were originally due to be married in May 20 and planned to begin fertility treatment shortly after. However, the pandemic threw a monkey wrench into everyone's plan that year. Yeah, the events of COVID, it
Yeah.
actually distorted a
Lockdown.
lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
So we ended up postponing our wedding 3 times. Wow.
Hmm.
Before finally
They didn't
getting
want
able
to
to
do a
marry.
Zoom marriage. A lot of people did
Yes, a lot of people
Zoom
did.
Zoom
A
weddings
lot of people
then.
did wedding virtually and all of
Virtually,
that.
yes.
Yes, and a lot of monies were saved from the whole having to feed a nation for a wedding.
Yes.
Okay. So she said this understandably puts their family building plans on hold.
Okay.
He said, well, they were finally ready to start first. So apparently, okay, eventually the marriage
You were
came
able
to
to
be,
hold the marriage,
yes, and
yes.
then they were
Wedding.
finally ready to start fertility treatment and they returned to Alps, which was where they had frozen his
The
sperm
sperm
to
earlier.
start the
Okay.
process. Yeah, the
So you can
transition
see
of
sperm frozen in 2017 and
mm,
we're talking about 2020 now. So what we
mm.
said about sperm can be frozen for as long as you
Oh,
want.
yeah,
Yes.
that's true. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, so now asking, is it all sperms that can actually survive freezing?
No, not
Because
all.
I believe that it's possible that there are some people that you could check and you tell them that okay, we don't. Well,
Yeah, not
well, this
yeah.
is your
So all
field. Let me
sperms
allow
can
you.
be frozen, but not all
Okay.
sperms can survive freezing. And that's why we
Hmm.
check, we do an analysis first, looking at the count, the motility, the morphology, most importantly. Yeah,
Okay.
so even sperm that is not so frozen, but we counsel the client and let them know that to be
Hmm.
frozen. But if this you have, and we still need to, so we'll still
Go
freeze it
ahead
and
and
hope that
freeze.
when it's thawed later,
There's still
a
some.
large amount of it survives.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So not yes. So not all sperms can. Just the way not all eggs can actually
Yes,
survive
survive freezing.
freezing. Okay. So it's one thing to know, but this is not to scare you though. Like she has
Yes.
mentioned that it can still be frozen while you hope for the best
Best,
out of
exactly.
it. Okay. So so she said when we were finally ready, okay, that so now she said Alp's team discussed various treatments available to
Mhm.
them, and then they eventually began. So I think they opted when they were giving all their options, they
Yeah.
opted for IVF
It has to be
as
IVF to be
yeah.
able to use frozen
Of
sperm.
course. So
Yes.
that was the best bet for
That was
them
the
that would
best
actually
option for
yes
them.
for
Yeah.
them. So she said we began the IVF process. This is I'm just trying to cut some unnecessary stories.
Story. All
Yeah.
right.
So she said we began the IVF process, taking fertility medications and undergoing egg retrieval. So apparently, yes, she was still young.
Yes.
So
So she
that was
underwent, yeah.
yes, and this is actually an understanding partner too, because knowing what her her husband now has actually gone through in the past.
Mm.
She was not hell bent on saying, let's wait on God. Let's wait. Maybe spontaneously
Mm.
it could still
That's
happen.
that's
Yeah.
another
So
aspect.
she was
Yes,
also willing to
and
go through the
supportive.
process.
Yes.
Yes. So what would be your counsel? Because sometimes some people feel like going through IVF, I'm young. It's I mean, I think we should keep trying. Why are we why do we have to do this IVF now when I'm still young? We cannot say pregnancy will not happen since my fallopian tubes are okay and all of that. So what's your counsel to people that really think they should keep trying and waiting because they feel they are young
Mhm.
and they feel IVF is still they still have time to
To
keep
consider
trying?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we tell ladies, a woman's clock keeps ticking. From about the age of 35, fertility starts reducing in a woman.
Hmm.
Yeah. So when you talk about keep trying. For how long are
Hmm.
you going to keep trying?
Trying.
And while you keep trying, other issues could set in. With
Yeah.
age, other issues
Hmm.
set in. Things
It's
like
true.
fibroids set in with age. Yes. So
Hmm.
other issues, medical issues, hypertension, other things could set in with age. Yes. So it's to weigh the option. What is causing the infertility before you say you
Hmm.
keep trying? Let's say you were evaluated, and nothing wrong in both of you.
Hmm.
A cause for the infertility was not really found. Yes, you can
Yes.
be allowed to try for, depending on the woman's age, between
Hmm.
6 to 1 year, and it's still not happening. I don't think you should
Yeah.
keep trying.
Trying. Hmm.
Yes, you could. We've known of fertility treatment bringing forth spontaneous pregnancies later. So,
Yes.
they say a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Yes,
Why don't you do your
exactly.
fertility? Have one
Then
child, at
exactly.
least you have one child you're looking at.
Yes,
Then you
true.
can now wait and say,
Hmm.
okay, let's see what
See what
happens.
happens
And
exactly.
but to just keep waiting, I don't
Hmm.
think I subscribe to that.
To
I won't
that.
cancel that. Yes.
And I personally think this woman, she really made up her mind. I think
Mm.
from when she knew
Because
her
she knew
husband,
now, yes, and
yes, she
then
already knew his
yes, maybe
history,
after this treatment and everything, he did his sperm analysis, and they saw that there was really not. So
and
what
all
are they
that,
exactly waiting for?
waiting
Yes,
for.
we believe in God, we believe in miracles. It's also God
Yes,
makes the medical treatments to work.
work
Yes,
true. That's
we
true.
are working in partnership with God.
Yeah,
God that
exactly.
gave
You
us
are
this
just
knowledge.
vessels.
Yes, we're just vessels,
Mm,
exactly.
yeah.
So it's not as if we're anti-God. We're not anti-God. We're working with God. We're working in line with nature. Yes.
Yes.
So it was a very objective woman. I really
Woman,
love this
yes,
woman. Very
yes.
objective to
She
face the
knew what
facts.
fact
That's
exactly.
what a
She
lot
was
of
not in
people
denial too.
exactly. Yes.
Yes.
A lot of people see the facts before them, but they choose to look
Hmm.
at something else. It's
Hmm.
staring them in the face,
In the
but they choose to
face.
look at something else. And then
Yeah.
when failure
Hmm.
or it doesn't happen, they're now
Hmm.
regretting. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think she really took the right decision.
Well, so thumbs up to you, Mrs. Now, Mrs. Rosemary. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So she said, thankfully, after just one round of IVF, we got oocytes, what we call eggs,
Yeah.
fertilized, and eventually they were able to get eight. She said eight little
Yeah,
embryos.
so she even used the number. Little
So,
numbers.
so she said, they were lucky. First embryo transfer ended up being successful.
Oh,
So she
great.
said, when we found out our transfer had been successful, we were elated. She said, I remember taking my first at home pregnancy test and being in disbelief, seeing that two line come through. She said, I ended up taking three more at
Oh
home.
my.
This is it's too good to be true. Is this really
Yeah,
true?
yeah.
And she was like, to confirm that she couldn't have that she still didn't breathe a sigh of relief until she did a blood test at her house and confirmed that she was positive
Pregnant.
to pregnancy. So maybe just in case this urine is not
Not
telling me
of
the
the truth.
truth.
Let me do a blood test to confirm.
Well, yes, I can imagine what sometimes I know that from your experience there are some people that you have also seen that even find it difficult when you tell them pregnancy test is
I know
positive
someone that
because
we
of
had
their
to do
life.
the urine test in the office
Mm.
for her to believe
Oh
that it was
no.
positive.
Oh no.
We had to do it in the office again for her to, because she
Mm.
said she doesn't think it's correct. She didn't do it
Hell.
properly.
Oh
And this someone that
no.
did a blood test, and I was like, no, that urine test didn't show. Why did the
Hey.
urine test show? I said,
True.
let's do the urine test again.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
no. I
something you've longed for. The Bible says,
yes.
"Hope deferred makes the heart sick." So
Six,
this is something they've been
yes.
longing for.
That's
Imagine
true.
this woman, even before they got married, she had started this journey with this man. With
Yes.
his his diagnosis,
And
she was
all.
there for him. Went through this
Yes.
fertility journey, see
Exactly.
all the
Wow.
issues, getting married, then finally
Honestly.
getting married. No, I
Married.
really commend her. I
Exactly.
really commend
Honestly.
her.
So she said all those years of knowing that we
Mm.
would have to embark on this journey, that's to become parent, it finally felt like the hard part was over
Yeah.
and would make it to the other side. So she said, eventually they gave birth to the beautiful daughter. She even mentioned the name of the daughter.
Okay.
So she mentioned the name of the daughter. I would rather not call the name, but she mentioned her name. She said the baby arrived October 25th, 2023. Oh,
What a journey.
yeah,
This just brings to mind that, this fertility journey, everybody's journey is
it's
different. Look
different.
at this couple's journey, having to
Yes,
go through fertility preservation
mention,
before coming to
yes,
do the IVF. For some
IVF,
couples, they might need to do a myomectomy before. Some couples will
yes,
need to do a hysteroscopy. Some couples,
hmm,
the man has to do a
tell
varicocelectomy.
me
The
one
journey is different. Yeah,
different.
but people should be open to counsel and keep hope alive. She didn't
Hmm.
get this call 2017 to
Ah,
2023. That's like
honestly,
6 years on this
honestly, this
journey.
is really,
That's like six
wow,
years on
wow,
this
was
journey.
really a
But
long
really
one.
happy it ended, with their
Well,
bundle of joy at
yes,
the end.
yes. So she said that she's appraising her daughter now that she was absolutely so beautiful and perfect and worth every
All
single
children are
shot.
perfect and
Oh
beautiful to
yeah.
their parents.
So uh, but she talked a lot about how the feeling of
Mm.
being a mother and
Mother,
all
can
of that,
imagine,
yes,
yeah.
and she felt okay. All the process they went through, it was actually worth it now
Yeah.
that they are carrying their babies and all. So this is really, I must commend
Yeah.
Mrs. Rosemary, because
Mm.
it takes a very understanding woman, I must
Yeah.
say, because a lot of people will just ball like from
Ah.
when they just they
From
just
when
say,
that cancer
I'm telling you,
diagnosis
that's
came.
the end,
Yeah.
But she was really, really patient.
Yeah.
What's your counsel to couple? Because sometimes, people do, at least this one, in this case now, it's the man. Most of the time, they throw the blame game to the woman.
Woman,
What's your
yeah.
counsel to couple when they feel like, okay, or when they are going through some form of challenge and they know one partner
Is
is
the one
responsible? Yes.
responsible. Yeah.
What's your counsel to them about how to handle matters and how not to make the person feel just the cause of the whole problem? What will be your counsel to such couples? Because I know you have a lot of them that is staring in the
If
face
it's
that
that
this
this is
person is the
person is the
problem.
cause, yeah.
Yes.
So when you say you're a couple, the Bible says the two has become one. One.
Mm,
What God has
yes.
joined together.
Everyone
So
should
you are
put
in it
asunder
together. I think what I counsel, put yourself. It's not as if this person wished
intentionally.
this on him
Yeah,
or herself.
that's
It's not as if
true.
this woman wished that, oh, this would happen to me and then I'll be the cause of this challenge in our marriage. So you
Mm,
just putting yourself in that other person's
that's
shoes.
true.
If it
Mm,
was you, how would you want to be treated? That's what I tell my
mm,
clients. How would you want to be treated? You are
treated.
in this together.
Mm,
Don't look at it that this is our problem, not that this is this woman's
mm,
problem or this is this man's
yes.
problem. This is our problem. When you face that problem with a united front, it's easier to get solutions
Yeah,
when you are fighting each other, you are
totally.
throwing blames, that won't solve the
The
problem. It's not
problem
as if this person wished, nobody
for
will wish
it.
the problem
Yeah,
to this marriage, or
exactly.
I'll have this condition that will make us have to
Mm,
do this. No, it's
yes.
not the person's wish. And that person feels, the pains even much more than you. So the other couple should make it much easier for that person by being supportive, by taking it as our problem, not
Problem,
your problem.
exactly.
We're in this
True.
together. So that should be the
Yes.
attitude of the partner that doesn't
People.
have any problem. Yes.
And then yes, okay. So one more question before we wrap up. A lot of people have. In fact, somebody you're not married to, when you just mentioned. In fact, I think I spoke with someone within the week, and she was like that. Her partner does not even want to hear anything about IVF.
Okay.
Like he's not even open to wanting to hear. They just have this mindset that okay, maybe even if we're getting married, pregnancy should just happen spontaneously.
Okay.
Or maybe they feel IVF is for people that have serious problem
Mm.
or for people that are already aging and
Or
all
for
of
people
that.
that have done maybe some bad things in their youth, maybe a
Mm,
lot of repeated terminations
the
of pregnancy. But
pregnancy.
how IVF happens to innocent, normal people that have never done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of normal young couples that have not don't have any medical conditions, you have never done anything, termination
Hmm.
of pregnancy or whatever, also have fertility issues that
Hi.
require IVF. So
Yes.
IVF is not for a certain category of people.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that is a red flag to me.
Hmm.
That is a very serious red
Red
flag.
flag.
So it's someone that can't think outside the box. So if
Box.
there's a need for a medical intervention, he's saying
My
they
God.
will not take them. No, I think
Imagine.
she should really think about that relationship.
Twice.
And
Hmm.
yeah, that's a serious red flag.
Wow.
Because you don't know what boats, you don't know what you meet.
Hmm.
Anything in life is on faith. Marriage is on faith.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly. You
you could
really
get
don't
married to
know.
a able-bodied normal human being
Yeah,
today,
yeah.
and God forbid something happen, a roadside accident, a road
Hmm.
traffic accident or something, and the person has to have legs amputated. Are you going to leave that person? So when you get
Exactly.
into the marriage and then you have challenge with conceiving, fertility issues, are you not going to
Yes.
say I'm going to close my eyes?
And I know
This
that
cannot be an option.
happened.
I don't
That's
think that's the
honestly.
way a right thinking person should think. I don't think so.
Wow. Well, I would want you to just in a way help some people debunk that's wrong notion they have about IVF, because they feel like probably
Mm,
conceiving through IVF is no, the baby is not normal,
okay.
or this is not, they will usually say it's not natural. So that's what they will usually, that
I,
term, that's what they usually would say.
IVF is not artificial. It's just
Exactly.
assisted. We're
Hmm.
helping nature. God put it in place for
Yes.
conception to happen. The sperm needs to travel to meet the egg in the
Hmm.
fallopian tube and then fertilizes the egg.
Hmm.
So when there are issues that prevent this natural meeting of the sperm and egg,
From
there's
happening.
no way fertilization can happen. There's no way pregnancy can happen. So what IVF does is to help this process. It's still the sperm. We can't manufacture sperm.
Because
We can't
maybe they think you
manufacture
used to
egg.
manufacture egg or
No, we
sperm from
can't. We
somewhere.
can't.
Hmm.
So if we can't manufacture sperms, we can't manufacture eggs. Is this still these eggs and sperm that God has placed in your bodies? But we just
Yeah.
help them to come together
Together.
in the lab.
Hmm.
This fertilization is done in the lab, and then this
Yeah.
embryo that results is allowed to develop for some time, and then
Hmm.
it's placed back, transferred back into the womb of the
To,
woman. So there's nothing artificial about IVF.
yeah.
There's nothing, it's just an assisted, we just do some assistance to this natural
Exactly.
process. Yes. So there's nothing artificial
And
about it.
that's why they don't have a control over whether it succeeds or fails.
Exactly. Yes.
Because it's not, yes, they can only bring it together and put it where it's supposed
It's
to
to
be. And
be,
then
and then
we
everything is
can
left
only
to
hope,
nature. Yes.
exactly,
Your
you can
body takes over.
hope for it to embed or
Yes.
not. So if it embeds, if it implants, it
And
means
becomes a
pregnancy is
pregnancy.
happening. And
Yes.
that's the same thing that could possibly happen in the
In
natural
a
cycle.
natural,
Exactly,
yes. So many
because,
times a woman is meeting her husband, she's
yeah,
not on any family planning method, and so why is she not getting pregnant anymore?
pregnant,
Because those same
exactly,
natural processes happen.
happen.
Yes.
So viewers, I hope that someone that is actually not accepting IVF, I hope that when you watch this, you would get to embrace it and know that it's a technology that's come to stay to help as many
Yeah.
families. It's how millions of families have actually been
Have been
able to,
helped. Mm.
yes, carry their own children
Yeah.
as a result of IVF. So it's a welcome technology that has come to stay. So you'll be doing yourself a lot of good if you embrace it. And yes, you'll be doing yourself a lot of bad if you refuse to see the light and
Yeah.
embrace this
A lot
technology.
of them now see the light when a lot of things have gone wrong.
Wrong.
When they are much
Hmm.
older, the woman is
Hmm.
not producing eggs again. Even the
Yeah.
man's sperm has issues. The woman's uterus has issues. That's when some people see the light. And that's what
Light.
we're having this awareness to try to change that so that people are
Hmm.
enlightened. All these negative myths about IVF, all these negative
Yeah.
notions, untruths,
Hmm.
falsehood about IVF, we
Yeah.
debunk them and change the narrative. Yeah, IVF is from God. It's
Hmm.
God that brought the knowledge and the wisdom to
Exactly,
do it. Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
So for people, for man to have had that knowledge, it
Mm.
was stirred up from God, from creation, and all of that. So it's that knowledge that man has built on to be able to
Yes.
be where they are today. Okay, so viewers, if we also have people that want to know more about how to freeze your egg or freeze
Yeah.
your sperm. We've done some videos in the past. We've had some sessions in the past where we talked a lot about fertility, especially even for those with cancer, undergoing cancer treatment. You could go through our handles, you see a lot of videos and clips on fertility preservation. So you could understand better, because this is just a there's a lot that you need to know about fertility
Yeah.
preservation. This is just an aspect that concerns this particular couple that the wife has narrated their story to us. So you'll be doing yourself a lot of good if you're able to revert back to the videos and get as much information as could be of help to you, and not just you, so everyone around you. Because if one person knows, you're able to reach out to other
Yeah.
people, and people are well enlightened. It's been very amazing and exciting having you with us, Dr.
Thank
Deborah.
you. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank
And
you.
I know our viewers had a good time. Thank you so much, dear viewers, for always staying glued to your screen. If you have more questions, you could drop them and we'll definitely attend to them appropriately. If you want to seek more help or more care, you could actually communicate with the number being displayed on the screen, or you could book for an online consultation, and every of your concerns will be addressed. It's been good to have you guys. Thank you. The list is endless if you want to start calling names, but just know we see you
All
all
of
and
you.
we
Yeah.
appreciate you all for joining. So it's weekend. Have a lovely weekend. See you next time. Bye.